and culture, from past to present, has been a great reflection of the ways of life, thinking, and well-being of the Thai people. Therefore, Thailand has put an emphasis on the management of art and culture, and has continuously developed them to always adapt to the conditions of the economy and society. Through an authorization of the Ministry of Royal Household on March 27, 1911, King Rama VI transferred the arts and crafts and museums works from the Ministries of Public Works and the Ministry of Public Instruction, respectively, to be merged into a new ministry. In 1926, King Rama VII transferred museum management to the Department of National Library, and the Fine Arts Department was also merged with the Royal Council to become the ศิลปากรสถาน A year after Thailand transitioned from absolute monarchy to parliamentary democracy in 1933, the Fine Arts Department was re-established by the Act to the Ministry of Public Instruction's jurisdiction. The department was reorganized several times thereafter. In 2002, bureaucratic reform resulted in the transfer of the Fine Arts Department to the newly established Ministry of Culture. Through the years, the Fine Arts Department has been reorganized for it to effectively adapt to certain circumstances. The present structure corresponds to the second revision of the Cultural Ministerial Regulation of 2014, which categorizes the organization as follows. The Office of Central Administration is responsible for general administrative work, as well as policy analysis, operational planning and monitoring, and evaluation. Their work includes external relation, budget, public sector development, finance and inventory, laws and regulations, as well as promoting the work of the department through public relations. The Office of Archaeology is responsible for the study, research, analysis, and development of national heritage related to archaeology and ancient art. They focus on surveillance, excavation, registration, and preservation as mandated by the Act on Monuments, Ancient Objects, Art Objects, and National Museums. They are responsible for networking with stakeholders of national heritage, developing the manual on the standards of archaeological knowledge, and the restoration of ancient monuments and arts. The office also disseminates information on archaeology for the purpose of education, research, preservation, and national cultural heritage management. The Office of Underwater Archaeology is responsible for studying, analyzing, and researching underwater archaeological sites. They also exchange and share knowledge on underwater archaeology with different sectors, give technical assistance, and promote the work of all their internal and external partners. The Center for Information Technology on Art and Culture is responsible for identifying policies, strategies, and recommendations on the use of ICT in art and cultural heritage management, in alignment with national standards and policies. The Office of Performing Arts preserves, studies, researches, develops, and disseminates information on dance, dramatic arts and music, especially the traditional performing arts of royal, state, and traditional ceremonies. The Office of the 10 Craftsmanship concentrates on preserving, transmitting, and developing national artisan skills and craftsmanship. It is responsible for the restoration, rehabilitation, and creation of minor arts, paintings, and sculptures. It is also responsible for Thai-style applied arts, looking after important national monuments, and the reconstruction of significant Buddha images. It also serves as a learning and service center for educational institutions, the community, and arts and crafts groups. The Office of National Museums is responsible for surveying, collecting, studying, researching, and analyzing ancient art, ethnological, anthropological, and natural objects. These objects are national art and cultural properties and are to be conserved and protected. Furthermore, the office has a duty to promote, disseminate, and manage the development of every national museum in the country. Their role is also to coordinate with the government and private sectors, national and international museums, organizations, and institutions for museum development. The office also takes full responsibility for the operation of the national museums in Bangkok. The Office of Literature and History is responsible for the study, research, translation, compilation, examination, and review of documents related to literature, history, customs, and traditions, and disseminate these in the forms of books, documents, publications, and other media. The Office of Architecture is responsible for the study and research on the art and science of architecture, engineering, and decorative arts, thereby developing the knowledge on national and local architectural identity. They survey, design, plan, consult, estimate, control, and inspect the works of architecture, engineering, and decorative arts for the department and other sectors on request. The Office of the National Library is responsible for surveying, collecting, storing, and preserving information heritage in the form of print, television, and electronic media. They also organize training programs on library management for personnel of different sectors and institutions, national and international. They provide services on reading and research and acts as the National Information System Center, National and Regional Center for Southeast Asia on International Standard Serial Number, Center for International Standard Books and Periodicals Number, National Center for Cataloging in Publication, and the Center for Interlibrary Exchange and Loan. Moreover, it is the registration center for ISBN. The office also has full authority on the operation of the King Rama IX Music Library and King Wachirawut Memorial Hall. The Office of National Archive is responsible for analyzing and setting up a system for collecting documents from all governmental organizations. Their role includes documenting all important national events and collecting them as historical records. They act as the information and coordination center for all archival organizations, national and international. They also have full control over the operation of the National Archives headquarters, the National Archives in commemoration of His Majesty the King's Golden Jubilee at Pathum Thani, and the Archives of National Important Figures. The Regional Office of the Fine Arts Department 1 to 15 is responsible for the work of all regional offices, The role of each office is to preserve and maintain the quality and identity of all categories of national art and cultural heritage. They also coordinate and advise the provinces, governmental and private sectors, and the public in the preservation of national art and cultural heritage. In addition, the office enhances the extension of its network. The structure of each regional office is composed of the first regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Ratchaburi, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Ratchaburi, Phetchaburi, Prajwap Khiri Khan, Samut Sakhar, Samut Songkhram, and Samut Prakan. The second regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Suphanburi, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Suphanburi, Kanchanaburi, Nakhon Pathom, Nonthaburi, and Pathum Thani. The third regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Pratnakhonศรีอยุธยา is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Pratnakhonศรีอยุธยา Nakhon Nayok, Saratburi, Ang Thong, and Singhburi. The fourth regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Lopburi, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Lopburi, Chainat, Uthai Thani, Nakhon Sawan, and Phetchabun. The fifth regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Prachinburi, is responsible for the cultural properties in 7 provinces: Prachinburi, Chha Cheung Sao, Chonburi, Jantaburi, Rayong, Trat, and Sakkaew. The sixth regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Sukhothai, is responsible for the properties in the provinces of Sukhothai, Tak, Kamphaeng Phet, Phichit, Phitsanulok, and Uttaradit. The seventh regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Nan, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Nan, Phra, Lampang, and Phayao. The eighth regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Chiang Mai, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Lamphun, and Mae Hong Son. The ninth regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Khon Kaen, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Khon Kaen, Mahasarakham, Loi, Nong Khai, Nong Bua Lampu, Udon Thani, and Bung Kan. The 10th regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Roi Et, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Roi Et, Kalasin, Sakon Nakhon, and Nakhon Phanom. The 11th regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Ubon Ratchathani, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Ubon Ratchathani, Mukdahan, Yasothon, Srisakhet, and Amnat Chareun. The 12th regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Nakhon Ratchasima, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Nakhon Ratchasima, Chayapur, Buriram, and Surin. The 13th regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Songkhla, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Songkhla, Satun, Pattani, Yala, and Narathiwat. The 14th regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Nakhonศรีธรรมราช, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Nakhonศรีธรรมราช, Chumpon, Surat Thani, and Pathalung. The 15th regional office of the Fine Arts Department, Phuket, is responsible for the cultural properties in the provinces of Phuket, Ranong, Phang-nga, Krabi, and Trang. There are also another 2 sections that are directly under the authority of the department. The Internal Affairs section is responsible for inspecting the internal affairs of the department in order to support the organization. The works include the inspection of administration, finance, and inventory. The Public Sector Development section takes an important role in developing the administration of the department in order to achieve organizational goals effectively and efficiently. Their duty covers consultation work on the said subject with every section of the department, with its vision on being a core institution that builds the knowledge on the preservation and creation of art and cultural heritage for the Thai people. The Fine Arts Department, therefore, collects the knowledge of every branch as well as the masters of arts in order to carry on the creation of artworks. As a consequence, the valuable expressions of Thai art and culture will continuously be disseminated to the Thai society to build the sustainable stability of richness to the Thai people.